Hey Westport, I'm Taylor Perry. First up, local residents help those in need. Here's Madison Duart with a look at the Westport Food Pantry.
In April 2020, amidst the height of the COVID-19 pandemic, the town of Westport launched an initiative that would soon become a lifeline for many in the community, the Westport Food Pantry. Initially housed at the Town Hall Annex Gym, the pantry served as a vital resource for individuals and families facing food insecurity. Under the oversight of the town recreation director and with the assistance of the dedicated volunteers, the pantry provided much-needed sustenance during uncertain times.
Each week we pass out food to people in need. We work through a drive-through model, and we are able to serve a lot more people that way as well. Last week we gave out 180 bags to 140 families in the space of an hour and a half. So people drive in, and if they have a family of 2 or 3 people, they get one bag of non-perishables. If they have 4 or 5 people, they get 2 bags of non-perishables. If they have a large family, 7 or 8, they give out 3 bags. And people can pick up for other families as long as we get their information.
In September 2020, the Westport Food Pantry underwent a significant transition, moving its location to the Westport Grange. This move marked the beginning of a fruitful partnership between the town of Westport, the Westport Food Pantry, and the Westport Grange, further strengthening the pantry's ability to serve the community.
The town of Westport was instrumental in getting us started and handling the funds as they initially came in, and helping us figure out, to help us get on our feet. Once we got on our feet and they backed off, they kept the money that had been donated specifically for the food pantry, and over the following year, I believe year and a half, up to a year and a half, they gave us all that money. So nothing was given to the town that they kept. Any money that was donated to the town in the food pantry's name came to the food pantry. We've since gone through that money, so we're now operating completely independently, but there was some time when we were doing both.
Fast forward to July 20th, 2021, and the Westport Food Pantry achieved yet another milestone, officially becoming a Massachusetts charitable corporation with 501(c)(3) status. This transformation marked the pantry's independence from the town of Westport, solidifying its status as a separate charity entity.
The bigger transition has been partnering with the Greater Boston Food Bank, which occurred in October, and they have been very generous and very supportive. They help food pantries throughout Massachusetts. We get help from them twice a month, so again, we are buying about half of the food that we get. We also are wonderfully supported by the generous farmers in the area, and we had over 3,200 pounds of produce donated last summer. They bring it over on Monday mornings, and we're able to bag it up and give it out.
Today, the Westport Food Pantry continues to be a beacon of hope in times of crisis, providing essential support to those in need within the community. With its unwavering commitment to serving others and its strong network of partnerships, the pantry stands as a testament to the power of community resilience and compassion.
Now let's dive into the Westport River Watershed Alliance.
In the heart of Westport, Massachusetts, lies a hidden gem, the Westport River Watershed. Spanning over 50 square miles of land, this picturesque region is not only a scenic marvel, but also a vital ecosystem. Home to diverse flora and fauna, the watershed serves as a haven for wildlife and a source of recreation for locals and visitors alike.
It's a body of land, much larger than the river, in which all the water from river sources, streams, groundwater all flows into that water body. And so in our case, our watershed goes all the way from north in Freetown, takes in parts of Dartmouth, parts of Fall River, almost all of Westport, and parts of Little Compton and Tiverton.
It's been over 50 years since the Westport Watershed Alliance started working as a nonprofit organization dedicated to protecting and preserving the watershed areas of Westport, Massachusetts.
It started out in 1976 with a proposed sewage lagoon being placed in the north of the Hicks Bridge in the water. And a group of citizens got together and said that sounded like a terrible idea, and they called themselves the Westport River Defense Fund. And they actually litigated the case and blocked that from happening. But they became very concerned that there was no one who was really going to speak up for the river. So they formed an organization to do that. Well, we do a lot of things. First of all, we do water testing and have been doing that for almost 30 years. So we go out in the summers and gather data that then goes to the state and gives them a chance to understand what the water quality is in the Westport River. We also do advocacy, which is really about working with the town and key decision makers to think about ways to promote the health of the river and the health of the watershed. We do community engagement projects, which are how we work with other nonprofits. For example, we host the Clean Our Westport group here at the River Center. We do electronics recycling, beach cleanups. We work with the Land Trust on projects. We worked last year on a residency with the Wampanoag tribe, with the Land Trust and the trustees, and that's just a sort of sampling of what we do. There's many more collaborations.
Their efforts go beyond just environmental conservation. The WWA also provides educational programs for schools and communities, raising awareness about the importance of watershed protection and empowering future generations to become stewards of the environment.
We teach all grades from preschool up to high school. We have lessons for everyone. We have every part of the watershed included in our lesson plans. Try to foster a love for the environment and kind of an excitement for change and what they can do for when they get older and start to choose their career. Because these kids are our future congresspeople, lawmakers, business owners. So if we can promote kind of a love for the environment and a love for the world around them.
As threats to our environment continue to grow, organizations like the Westport River Watershed Alliance remind us of the importance of protecting and preserving our natural treasures. Together, we can ensure that the beauty and vitality of the Westport River Watershed endure for generations to come.
We have a very lofty vision that with this is that the vision of the future will be a healthy watershed, which is the large 100 square miles in which people, the river, and the natural resources all thrive.
Next, we go inside Coastal Healing, the first state-of-the-art grow facility and cannabis business of its kind in town.
We started about 6 years ago, back when actually it was medical was the only legal venue at that time. Since that time, recreational became legal in Massachusetts. But my partner and I, we both live in the area, and we thought this would be a good place. There wasn't any other dispensaries in the area, so we thought this would be a good place. We have a small grow facility, and basically we create a craft cannabis. Small batches, all the plants are well taken care of, and we get very good results. At the most recent NECAN conference up in Boston, we took awards in every category, including sativa, hybrid, and indicas. So we produce flower in pre-rolls here right now. That's the majority of our products. We purchase vapes, concentrates, chocolates from other companies that are producing. We also will send some of our products out to create the vapes and the concentrates. So this is our dispensary here at 248 State Road in Westport. We're standing in the medical area right here. This is where medical patients will come. And we have flour, pre-rolls, concentrates, gummies. People often ask, what's the difference between medical and recreational? And the big difference is that there is no tax for medical patients, whereas there's a 20% tax for adult use. The other difference with medical is that you can get higher concentrates in the gummies, the chocolates, compared to the adult use side. This side is the adult use section. Has a lot of the same products, with the exception of the high dose edibles. We also carry CBD only products and some dog treats with CBD as well to help relax dogs that have high stress. So these are immature plants. These are called clones, and they come from the mother plants. The clones typically are growing for about 2 weeks, and then they're put on these racks for 4 weeks, and that's called the veg stage. And that's characterized by low-level light for 18 hours a day. And then the plants will get moved to one of the flower rooms where they'll stay for about 8 weeks. This machine here feeds all the plants. It gives them a dose of water and nutrients about 18 times a day. All those plants that were growing in there yesterday are now in this room. And in this room we're using 2 levels at this time, but we have room for a 3rd level above that. These plants will be in here for about 8 weeks before they're harvested. So after the plants are harvested, they're brought in here to dry for 2 weeks. This is the trim room. This is where the product that has dried gets processed so that it's ready to sell. This has not been tested yet. What will happen is after it gets trimmed, we'll send it to the lab and it gets tested for numerous things to make sure it's safe for consumption. This is all flour that is ready to be sold. It's already been tested and is ready to go out onto the shelves. Here's a typical. This is lemon zephyr, one of the favorites around here, which is a sativa.
Lastly, let's take a look at the upcoming career of Westport local and stand-up comedian Emmie YK.
From the quiet town of Westport, Massachusetts to the spotlit stages of stand-up comedy, rising star Emmie YK is making waves in the world of entertainment.
My junior year, I would just go out, and my parents didn't want me to go alone, so they would come to comedy clubs with us. And there was this one time where I was 16, and I went to a comedy club just to check it out, and it was like an open mic, and I brought a notebook because I was going to take notes on like what they did right, what they did wrong, which is something I love to do. I love watching a comedy special and just writing what they did, why it worked, the theories like of laughter they applied to it. And then I went there, and they were like, "Are you a comic?" All men, just all 40-year-old guys. Like, no, not really. And they're like, "Okay, we'll put your name down to perform tonight." I did it, I killed, it was great. And I was like, I want to do this, like this is sick. So then I kept going like every week, and then I kept finding more open mics, and now I've just created this whole friendship of middle-aged men in comedy that all like stand up for me if like I get heckled or something, which doesn't happen that often, but it does sometimes.
From her early teenage years, Emmie exhibited an innate talent for bringing joy to others through her fast-paced skits and comedic videos on YouTube. Even as a young teen, her passion for making people laugh shone brightly, as she tirelessly crafted content that captured the hearts and funny bones of viewers.
I started doing a lot of plays, and I found out that I really liked being cast, because I did with Mr. Shivers, I really liked being cast as like the funny role, and I really liked being on stage and like being, like even if I was a small role and I would just make the audience laugh, like that was so cool to me. So I was like, why don't we just do that? And then I started doing the talent show with my sister, and there was one year she couldn't do it, so my sister's like, why don't you just do stand-up? Like, you write a lot. So I did, and it was great. I used to make funny YouTube videos ever since I was like 10. Like, no one would watch it. It would just be like me just being dumb, stupid. And then I made a YouTube channel with my friend, and we really did, like the subscribers like picked up. Like we were at like 30,000. and we were making like funny videos like every week. And then I kind of wanted to make my own, so I started making my own. But then as I went like to college, I kind of stopped because I had to study.
The star got her foot in the door starting young, performing in local shows and her own high school talent show, Westport's Got Talent. Emmie eagerly shares her aspirations for the future, envisioning herself collaborating with renowned producers and leading comedy companies to seize her long-awaited big break.
So I'm going to California after this semester for my school, and I'm going to intern with either Adult Swim, Good Mythical Morning, Funny or Die, College Humor. Everyone goes there and they intern for like a big comedy thing. And if you go to New York, Emerson interns through Seth Meyers or like Jimmy Fallon, Jimmy Kimmel.
She articulates her ambitious dreams of making a mark in the entertainment industry and leaving a legacy of laughter for generations to come.
But definitely working for a like Adult Swim company or something while still doing like YouTube on the side and comedy on the side.